right. Well, welcome to Making Music. I'm Gary Wineroth from Guitar Showcase, and this is Making Music, and we're lucky to have with us today the venting machine. As you can hear, these guys are really, really tight. You know, on my right here, I've got Jeremy Epp, guitar player extraordinaire. Jeremy, we've had you on a few shows, backing up some other people.
It's fun.
And and you teach at Guitar Showcase.
I do.
Work there, and that's a cool thing. And then next to you, we got Joe Tobin on drums.
Thank you.
How do you do that? I mean, that is amazing. You know, that's
no easy task.
You guys are. That's amazing. Now, what, you got a double kick pedal on that?
Yeah, I got a double kick pedal, Iron Cobra HP 900. It's kind of a space saver to have a double pedal instead of two kick drums.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to tune, and it's less space on the road. So.
Yeah. But God, the sound is great.
Thank you.
Great. And then Chad Murphy on bass.
Yep.
Chad, you sound great too.
Oh, well, thank you.
You guys are tight. I can't believe it. Now, I know you have a vocalist too that's not with us today.
Josh.
Yep.
Yeah, he couldn't make it today, but
Josh Hoover, he's your vocalist.
He's definitely a member of the family for sure.
Member of the group, yeah.
Yes.
So there's the four of you guys.
Yep.
So now, how long have you guys been playing together?
I met this guy in 1994
Long time.
in high school. And I think I was a sophomore and he was a freshman. Yeah. And we met through his brother, Doug, who was my age, was my grade. And he's like, we got a band, we want you to come and jam in the band. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I come and jam with this guy the first time. Like, he knew all the songs I knew on guitar, on drums, and we immediately had material. So
Cool.
From then we just...
So it fit together perfectly.
It did.
Okay. And then where'd Chad come in?
I came in a few years later. You had like, what, 2-3 years before
Yeah,
I stepped in?
we got tired of playing cover songs.
Uh-huh.
We wanted to do our own thing. We wanted to, start playing clubs and gigs, and so I had to get a new band. We had to get some new members.
And that's where Chad came in.
That's where I stepped in, and I played with the guys. Like the first time we ever played together, I knew that it was magic. So I just stayed put.
Cool.
I wasn't going anywhere.
So you guys are doing it. Now, how'd you guys get into heavy metal? I mean, this is not...
That's a long story.
This is precision.
Yeah.
This is
fun,
precision
yeah.
playing. I mean, a lot of people... There's a lot of heavy metal out there where anybody can just cram a few chords together or a couple of bass notes or just beat on a cymbal or something. But
Well, a lot of it comes from the fact that, especially now the band, the four current members, we all, of course, we love music, but we all love different genres of music as well. So we all take our own influences and kind of bring them into the band, and when we create new songs and write new ideas, we're all playing a little, influential part on that, and what comes out in the end is the venting machine. And usually it's pretty heavy, but like you said, pretty tight-knit stuff.
it's very tight.
Yeah, we try to keep it that way so that people aren't just in the crowd going, it's just a bunch of air, just a bunch of noise. Anybody
Yeah.
can do that. Anybody can fly on double bass. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to recreate something that people can sit and groove to. If they need to vent, hence the name,
That's
they
it, the
can
venting
get out
machine.
any
Yeah,
anger they want. But then again, at the same time, the vocalist is really getting set in his ways. He's really getting a good way about writing his lyrics, the way he writes them to the song, and he puts so much feeling into them, he'll take you on a roller coaster ride. So the songs are just really fun to listen to throughout the whole album. So
Our parents are responsible for us getting into heavy metal.
Really?
Pretty much, his
Believe it or
dad
not.
being a singer in a metal band, and my dad, of course, teaching
Your dad is a famous guitar player all over the Bay and taught at Guitar Showcase for 35 years or better.
I remember in 1982 or 83, he hands me the CD and he goes, this is Van Halen, go do some homework. I'm like, okay. This is Ozzy, go do some homework. So, I got turned on to good quality heavy metal.
Good stuff.
And it,
Yeah.
progressed from there.
Yeah.
I started a little bit earlier than they did, but
yeah, he probably owns every CD on the market.
well, no, but there's quite a collection in my room. But I started out with like the Eagles and which isn't really metal, but Kiss, Destroyer on 8 tracks. So I'm a little bit ahead of them in terms of music and when I got influenced.
So that was one of your influences, the Eagles?
Yeah, Kiss was real early. I was probably like 5-6 years old, first grade type stuff, and then as I got a little bit older, about 12 or 13, I came into listening to like Dokken and the first Metallica albums, and that's what really got me into it.
Really? So you started really young on this?
Yeah.
Well, I know
He's
Jeremy
a
did.
little older than we are.
Yeah,
Just
there's a
few
little
years.
age gap there.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy used to run around Guitar Showcase when he was about 5 years old and listen to everything, and strumming on guitars and beating on drums mostly.
Yeah,
This guy, he wanted your job.
Yeah, he almost had it for a while.
You know what?
almost did.
When I saw him and I knew that I wouldn't have to play drums anymore.
Yeah, because he did. He kind of started on drums, which is something. So So influences, and so Joe, how about you for some other influences? You know, guys that or bands or whatever.
A lot of my influences. I just recently started turning the page, kind of as far as genres that I'm listening to, expanding the horizons. I'm kind of branching out into more jazz and like fusion type stuff nowadays. But what got us as the tight-knit group we are today, I'd say, would be a lot of Pantera and Slayer, those kinds of bands, of course. We got Machine Head,
Megadeth,
Skin Lab, Megadeth. There's just so many different genres, you know, out there that have that sound to it, that metal sound, that it's really hard to classify too. What it, you know, to just say certain bands, because really I'd have a page full of bands that I could just list, and I probably sound a little bit like, you know, everybody in there as far as drummer wise, and that's kind of how I create what I do. You know, I don't try to copy anybody. I just get up there and play it, and what comes out comes out. But it's usually pretty much heavier type stuff.
But you're very versatile. I mean, you helped us on a previous show backing up John Tristeo from Creedence,
Wow,
and
that
you
was
did a
fun.
great job.
That was fun.
Wasn't that?
It was a
It
dream
comes
come
together,
true.
and Jeremy,
Yeah, that
you
was cool
played a
too.
little bass on
Yeah.
that.
That was
You know,
great.
it's nice the way we can pull musicians and just do that. And you know, you're very versatile, both of you. I mean,
It's-
you know, for a
It's the
for a-
feeling.
yeah,
Kind of helps being the drummer. I'm used to having to be the backbone of timing, so
yeah.
filling in, you know, just got to kind of know where some major changes are.
And that was kind of cool.
So
And
it
you-
was
I
really
come
fun.
from the Dimebags, the Randy Rhodes,
Oh,
the
really?
Van
I
Halen.
couldn't tell. Yeah,
the
the
Di-
guitar.
no,
Yeah,
well, you know,
yeah.
the Dean, yeah.
The Dean, yeah.
You know, Marty Friedman from Megadeth is a good influence for me, and you know, anything that's really hard that I can't play, that's
You
that's
like
my
a
influence.
challenge.
Yes.
He'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Because once you practice what you can play, then all of a sudden
Yeah.
you can play it.
you
You
break
just
that
measured-
barrier, you
You've
become
just
that.
measured yourself getting better. So
that's cool. Because growing up with a father like John Epp, who's the master of all masters, you know, I mean,
I used to
that was,
beg him. I used to beg him to let me play his rig, you
Yeah.
know, with headphones and because all his rack effects. And
he
stuff.
was a hard act to follow, you know, and he's still doing it. And I know he can still do it. We got to do a show with him and,
Yeah.
you know, get some of the SMI guys. Well, tell me about your gear, Jeremy. You got this Dean guitar. Tell me about this guy here.
This. As soon as Guitar Showcase started carrying Deans, my eyes lit up, and I wanted a Dean just because they look cool. I mean, come on, look at this.
Yeah,
cool.
that is a great looking guitar.
I didn't want the Dimebag Daryl guitar because I had one in the past and people gave me too much crap for Dimebag this, Dimebag that. You know, that's fine.
Yeah, they just wanted you to be another Dimebag.
And so yeah. So I wanted to get a V, and I just thought of this color scheme in my head, the white on black, and I special ordered it
This
without
is
even
that one we special ordered
yeah
for you.
without even seeing it.
Yeah.
And it came in the box, and I threw the pickups in and changed the bridge, but this is my number one right here.
That's
for
your
sure.
number one road rig,
Yes.
right in there.
Number one.
And what are you playing for an amp?
This is my amp. My main amp is a 5150 Van Halen head
PV?
PV and Marshall cabinets. I'm really not running too much as far as effects goes. Maybe some like pitch shifting and a couple little.
I noticed
wah,
you've got this Digitech whammy pedal
little
here.
whammy pedal
Yeah.
there. Yeah. I
Okay.
like, you know.
So pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward. Plug
Okay.
in and play.
And this is just a combo version, pretty much of what you're using.
This is a Joe Satriani head, which is close to
Uh-huh.
the tone
Okay.
that I get, and you know, it was a 212er. Thought I'd just bring it down.
Easy to pack around.
Yeah.
We find it kind of easier to write music that we can easily recreate on stage, not having to deal with 30 pedals.
I
and-
noticed that you guys, because I've heard your CD, and you guys are just right there. So that's good. You can recreate live. Now tell me about your drum set. What do we got here?
Well, back in 2000, I picked up this from Guitar Showcase. This is a Tama Star Classic 7-piece kit. It's a Birch series. Didn't have enough for the maple at the time, but lots of drummers, I talked to them, and a lot of them said that the birch actually had a slightly warmer tone.
Sounds great.
In combination with the heads that you're going to be using, you know,
Absolutely.
kind of just play it by ear and see what you like. And over the time, I think I've kind of grown with Remo heads. We were just discussing in the parking lot maybe going with some coated heads for a little bit of a longer ring out. But as far as the setup, this is pretty much what I'm going to keep going with for the next few years, at least until some more money gets dumped in my pocket. But all I would really add is just maybe another cymbal or two. But as far as the kit, I'm really comfortable with the kit, and I'm really happy that I was able to get this kit.
Now these are Zildjian cymbals?
Yep,
most of
all
them?
Zildjian.
All
Mhm.
Zildjian, so you're a Zildjian guy.
Yeah,
Okay,
all
they've been
Zildjian.
doing it a long time, and
So
they
yeah,
sound great. And you know they're tight too. It's the way you're controlling them, I know. But I mean
That and they are most of them are the top of the line Zildjian cymbals. So I mean there's
a difference between a garbage can
there's
lid
a
and a
big
good cymbal.
and that I didn't even realize in the beginning. Pretty much since, like you said, Jeremy was the drummer a long time ago. I learned a lot of techniques. I mean, tuning, what cymbals to buy, what heads to buy, what drums to buy from this guy. So, you know, over the time, I'm going to develop my own tastes and, you know, kind of branch off and go with what I like. So now I kind of got my own idea after playing for so long now, what I like.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, it takes so much time. I mean, over a decade to even really get comfortable with what you're playing and know what you're playing and know what you want to play.
Right, and then once you get it figured out, then next time you're going to have it exactly.
And he's, you know, like I said, we've been together from the beginning.
Right.
So before I ever got this drum set, which is funny because the first drum set that I actually did purchase before this one was bought off of our singer who's not here, who later joined the band. We had no clue he was even going to be the singer.
And I originally had that kit. I traded a bunch of video games
for that. Yeah.
I go to this guy's house and there's the kit, you know. So
that's a good trade. Anytime you can get rid of video games and get musical gear, let me tell you what.
Kept it all in the circle. So.
That's a good. Okay, well, Chad, you're bass now. What do you got? A Tobias?
Well, I got a Tobias.
Okay, well, tell me about this thing.
This is a Renegade 4-string. Sorry.
That's all right. We always do that.
You want to turn that bass amp off?
It'll be okay.
All right.
And it's been a road warrior. It's basically been my bass for about the last 7 years. We bought this through Guitar Showcase as well.
Okay, so you've had that for 7 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I bought this right before Tobias went out of business or was bought up by Fender.
Gibson.
Or Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson owns them now, yeah.
And was very happy with the quality of the bass. It wasn't the Growler, but it was the Renegade. And the only really thing that shadowed that decision was the fact that the Growlers came in standard finishes and I wanted some color.
Yeah, you wanted the red.
And I went with a 4-string, and one of the things that we did was Jeremy found out for me before I actually bought it if we could string it like a 5. So it's string B-E-A-D.
Okay.
So just leave off the bottom string, you know, out of a 5-string kit. And then he's got a hip shot that Jeremy had put on for me, and he kind of helped me guide me in this decision. I had owned a few basses before. I had a Fender fretless, and I still have an Ibanez and another Fender 5-string. But nothing sounds like the Tobias.
You've got that baby tuned for you.
Yeah, and I enjoy it very much, and it plays very good. I really like the neck action on it. And in comparison to some of the early basses that I did play, me and Jeremy used to joke about it. The early basses were like playing a baseball bat because the necks were so thick.
Yeah.
And this thing's really nice. It feels really good. It plays really well.
It does, actually.
You know, yeah, and it's you know, it's a great instrument. There's not a thing wrong with it.
It looks cool too.
Yeah, absolutely
it still holds. The finish is starting to go a little bit, but that just adds
you know,
character.
That's road rash. That's okay.
Yeah.
You've paid your dues. You know, same with all of the stuff.
Yeah.
There's
You know,
road rash under one of these little fins here.
Yeah.
But you can't tell.
Hit the cymbal, huh?
Yeah.
It happens.
He does that a lot, isn't he?
I hit the cymbal.
It's a big stick.
Well, now I know you guys have recorded a CD recently, and you use this machine, this Yamaha. Tell me about this machine. Now, I know we still sell these at Showcase, but it's a bit dated. It's not leading yet.
This is a couple of years old, and basically the idea was to get the ultimate demo, you know, recorder.
Sure.
You know, real portable. This thing has compression, EQ, reverbs on every channel. It's cool. The only drawback is it's only 8 tracks simultaneous, so you have to do some sub-mixing to record a big kit like this.
Right.
But I mean, with the right microphones and, you know, with enough sitting there tweaking it out, you can really get some really good sounds off of it.
But you put your whole CD together on on this?
What this thing is, it burns a disc. Here, of course, most of these machines these days do burn discs.
Oh, so it's got a disc burner built right in.
And so what I can do is mix all the tracks, and I can save the scene. So if I want to come back later and change the kick drum or change the snare drum a little bit, everything else will stay the same. And I can push some buttons here, master it a little bit, and then boom, plop a CD out.
And there's your
out of the machine.
You go to
right there.
you go to the car and listen to it and go, no, well, that's perfect. Okay, good. And, you know, have a professional guy master it.
After that.
Do that.
Because it's all multi-track.
Yeah. It's not up to, 0.0 or the industry level volume. So you take it to a mastering guy and have him do that, and then it's done. And
that's
it's all
cool.
right here in one of these little
One little box.
guy here. Yeah.
An AW16G. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
And so that you just plug everything in there and go.
Yep.
That's interesting. So it has inputs for all of those channels.
Input
and
for
you
all
can-
the right. Yeah.
You can do 8 at a time.
8 at a time. Yeah.
Okay.
And then that also helped us a lot when we were just doing practice sessions and whatnot.
We
So we'd run through there and you can hear
there
everything
was
real
a 2-year
good.
period in time where we didn't have the facility to rehearse.
Oh, I see.
And so what we did is we got an electronic kit, ran everything into this through headphones, and just practiced through
Oh,
headphones.
so you guys had to do it silently almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough on a band like you.
It worked. It worked good, actually.
Yeah.
You know, we had the, you can crank the volume in your phones to make it feel like you're really,
Yeah, like you're
really
playing, yeah.
But
But then it really helped us out on being able to hear everything too. So we were able to go back in practice
The
sessions and
study
fine
aspect.
tune our songs a lot easier than it would be in a live setting.
Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely.
so it definitely was an asset for
so
sure.
this is a tool for you guys.
It's a major learning tool.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I'm looking at the newer Roland, the 24-bit, the real high-end
There's
ones.
always in
Yeah.
digital stuff, there's another level.
It's
you know,
going to be old.
that
I'll
we
buy it.
can-
It'll be old in 2 years, but by then I'll learn how to work everything.
But you've had this for a couple of years,
Yeah.
and it still does the job, and they still sell them, which is kind of cool. I know it's
how
a
good
little
it is, yeah.
a little dated for what it is, but they, if it does the job,
That's
it
cool.
does the job.
You can take every track and put it into a waveform, and then look at the waveform and edit the dead spaces. So when you hear it, the dead spaces are so dead that it kind of sucks in, and
Mm-hmm.
it gives it a pro recording kind of quality. It's cool.
It's a great machine. So this CD, what do we call this new CD you got out?
The new CD
Yeah.
is tentatively called A Death to Your Scene. It's kind of
Okay.
like a voodoo kind of thing.
Okay.
And this actually is off of our demo that we did
This cut
a
we're
few
hearing a
years
little
back.
bit of right
yeah.
now?
This
Yeah?
one's called Potty Mouth.
Potty mouth. And then you
This,
had the big nothing.
The Big Nothing is going to be out on the forthcoming.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a newer one.
And that tune that you just did, the first tune that we opened with, that's on the CD or not?
That's on.
That was
That'll
Greed
be on the
Empire.
new CD.
On the new CD.
Yeah, that's Greed Empire.
Cool. Cool. And you guys have got a gig coming up live at the Blank Club?
Yeah, on October 14th at the Blank, we'll be doing a benefit show actually. The guys in Osmium, which was a band in the area for about 12 years, that disbanded, they're going to reform for one night. They had a pretty good sized listening audience, and they're going to reform to do a benefit because the singer, and I believe his brother's the guitar player, their mom has terminal cancer. So
Oh.
they approached us about doing the show, and they were like, well, what do you want to do this? And I said, gas money. I said,
Yeah.
as much as possible,
us
put
there
the
and we'll
proceeds
play.
back
That's it.
into what your mom needs.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's gonna
they're
be-
good
That's
friends of ours, and so we're
So
glad
you're
to
doing a benefit.
we're glad
Yeah.
to do
That's
that.
good. So if anybody wants to see
Saturday,
October 14th at the Blank,
At 9 o'clock, yeah.
9
Tickets
o'clock?
are $10.
cool, and it's for a good cause.
Yep.
And that's
Sure.
that's downtown San Jose by the Greyhound Bus Depot, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, right
Yeah.
next to it.
Can't miss it.
Almaden Avenue.
44 South Almaden Avenue, yeah.
All right. All right. Well, that sounds good. Well, we're almost out of time. I want to hear you guys play another song. You got another one for us?
We have many, but
Okay.
we'll
We'll
play
do one
another
more.
one.
play another song for us, and I want to thank you guys for coming.
All right, right on.
Appreciate it. I want to hear another. You guys are tight.
Let's do it, man.